asked yourself,
what am I angry about?
What am I angry about?
Why do I have this fear of black people?
And what have they done? What have they done globally
On a large scale
to you to
cause this
hinder,
kind of hate?
to hinder your lifestyle, all of those things? Just
what have they done?
What have they done? What have we done?
So welcome back to another episode of the Race Card LLC. So my question was, and this needs to be in a deck, like on the grand scheme of things, on a mass level, why exactly are white people afraid of black people? Because historically, we have not done anything to white people on that level of, like, the things that have happened. So the Native American smallpox, right? Blanket smallpox, taken into their area to wipe them out. Slavery, mass level. Shooting, this mass shooting, mass level. There's been so Black Wall Street,
Hangings,
the hangings,
Langtons,
the
Emmett Tills,
right,
the lunch counters.
There's one I'm trying to say.
I can't drink
let
on.
me say.
I'm sorry.
I
can't drink out of your water fountain. Like,
right.
I'm sorry. Keep.
So there's been communities where people have assumed, well, I want that community, so I'm going to take it, and they've actually like drowned people in that community. Like, I can't think of what the Lake Lanier. Look up Lake Lanier. I swear that's what it's called. Where they decided they wanted to make it into a reservoir. And so they just loaded water into this community. They didn't bother to take the houses down or the mailboxes down up under the water. And the stuff is still there. The bleachers, because it was a small community that was doing very financially well for themselves. And it was, you know what I'm saying, it was a black community. Yeah. And that wasn't the only one. It's if you look through history, if you just look it up.
Like, what is it? Like, what?
So why are you scared of us?
Is
what I don't understand.
I just wanted to take like just a few minutes and just really reflect, like, what, like, even if you have a piece of paper, just write down the things that blacks have done to you
on a grand scale, like on a
grand scale.
I'm not talking about people do things to people individually. People do things to people individually, right? I'm talking about, like, okay, so you might have been like, well, I was mugged by a black person, so that makes all black people muggers? Or, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It doesn't. And we've never looked at white people being that way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So individually, I'm not talking about individually. I'm talking about on a grand scale to make you afraid of black people.
I don't know why this thought came across my mind yesterday. I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was the day, and it was just, I was just thinking about all of the things, like, we couldn't even buy shoes. Like, we couldn't even try on shoes in a store. Like, that thought came across my mind. Like, you had to draw the child's foot on a piece of paper, take it into the shoe store, and try to measure it up. You wonder why black folks got corns? It's not funny.
It's not at all.
I mean, well, we know shoes aren't made, like, we're not made for our feet. So, I mean, unless you have a black shoemaker, you know, right. Our feet are different the way they're made. But just, like, I just don't understand, like, what is it? Like, why have we been so, like, monstered? Is it a word I'm about to make?
No, but I totally get what you're saying.
We've been made into monsters to, like, make others feel better, like, to feel superior, like, you know, yeah. I mean, all of the, like, the things that black folks have endured, and I know that there's other nationalities that have endured things, but we still continue to be the bottom of people's shoes. Like, it's just, I don't understand it, and why is it? No other culture, no other ethnic group has dealt with the type of discrimination that I think that blacks have had to endure, and it's been for a longer period of time, and it's just for no apparent reason, because I don't think, like, we didn't come over and try to take people's stuff. I think black folks have been from the very beginning, have been very welcoming. We always have been welcoming. We still are very welcoming, forgiving, welcoming. You know, we are the cradles of civilization, Africa. You know, and if you don't believe it, go just look it up. You know, we had the first mathematics and the first to circumnavigate the globe. The globe, all of these things, and then when we share it, when we teach somebody how to do it, should have never told Christopher Columbus Instead of sharing, I felt like the Native Americans, same thing. You know, Europeans came over in order for them to even make it through their first winter. The Native Americans are the First Nation.
We are the Native Americans.
Helped to survive. Okay, so I understand that.
I'm sorry.
I understand that piece. But I'm just saying, like, the people helped to make sure
to survive.
Survive, gave them food, shelter, and so. But in the back of the Europeans' minds was, I want this land. So the Native Americans, all they wanted to do was help them survive, and we can share this land. Like, this land is plentiful.
The land is not ours. This is God's land. And we're going to do with it the way God, we're going to treat it the way God would want us to treat it. We're going to make sure if we take from it, we give back to it. And all they were thinking about in the back of their heads was, how do we get this land?
How do we get this land? So then we infected her people, and she mentioned the smallpox. So they put blankets, and they had smallpox in them.
Disease blankets into their camps.
And they killed them off. And then they ran them off the lands and took what was theirs. And so, again, I'm going to ask the same question. Right. What is it that people of color have done to white folks
to make them you afraid of us?
Yeah, to make you afraid of us. You know,
you look this stuff up. Don't fact check us. Fact check us. Like, so I want to say I don't even know. I'm not gonna throw a name out there, but how Black Wall Street got started in the first place is during the Trail of Tears. I'm sure you've heard of at least the Trail of Tears. You're probably a line or two in the history books when you were in school. 1/3 of the people in the Trail of Tears were actually Africans that were brought over, because, like I said, the Native Americans are Olmecs, but that's another story. But anyway, they were forced off of their land, and part of their land was in Georgia. And they had a booming area there. And they were forced off their land and made to walk to Oklahoma. That's the Trail of Tears. They were made to walk to Oklahoma. 1/3 of the people on there.
A place where it was least
barren.
desired.
It was supposedly barren.
Until they found out it was oil.
Until they found out it wasn't barren. And then they wanted that back. But when they got there, they created Black Wall Street with all these businesses. And then people got jealous and they came and they bombed, looted, and burned. What have Black people done to you?
And please, let's not talk about
so
lazy.
Angry.
Let's not talk about lazy.
There's no way. Now, it's a stereotypes.
It is a stereotype.
I had a person say, well, isn't most of the stereotypes based on some kind of truth? I sat there, I was like, now you're an educated person. Absolutely not. Because what was coming to my mind was like the lazy. Black people are lazy? Really? Really?
Now, don't get it twisted. Like, when we go into the McDonald's and it's like super duper slow in the hood, like, that's just work ethic.
Something else.
That's a whole other work ethic. Not everybody.
New generation. I don't know what that is.
That's a whole nother conversation. But
that has nothing to do with color either. That's generational. That's some. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. Sidetrack.
No, I'm just saying.
But being lazy, come on. Being lazy. Working for 250 years without getting any pay, and then after that, still working.
No education, no pay.
Right.
Couldn't read a book.
Because you wouldn't allow us to learn to do that. Because before you brought us, some of us are here, some of us were already here. But before you brought some of us over here, we were highly educated. And that's the reason why it wasn't like you went and you selected people. Well, let's find out the people that can do rice or crop rice. I said that wrong. I know I did. Let's find the people that the builders, the architects, to come over, and people were picked, selected to do these things. Brought over and enslaved. medicine men. Like, come on.
So that's where we just want you. We're gonna leave this topic.
Yeah.
And we just really want you to just ask yourself,
what am I angry about?
What am I angry about?
Why do I have this fear of black people?
And what have they done? What have they done globally
on a large scale
to you to
cause this kind of hate?
To hinder your lifestyle, all of those things.
What have they done?
What have they done? What have we done?
But once you have contact with a person, somebody that has a different skin tone from you, once you have that contact, you're less likely to treat them in a negative manner, or if you see something happening, you're more likely to stand up and say, hold up, that's not right, as opposed to, well, it doesn't matter to me.